Hi, my name is Elaine, and in today's video, I'm talking about how to beat the back to work blues. This is also relevant for going back to school or college. Even if you love your job, going back to work after Christmas or holidays or any period of time off can be quite tough. And if you hate your job, it's even worse. The good news is I have 7 tips to help you to beat the back to work blues and to get you back to feeling more content about your life. So I really like my job and I joined the company at the end of last year, and I'm actually really excited to see what 2020 brings from a career point of view. However, despite all that, I had an amazing Christmas. I don't live in the same city as my family, so it was just so family filled, and I woke up every day in the same house as them. We spent so much quality time together. There was so much lovely food. My brother cooked, so I didn't have to cook anything the entire time, and it was just so restful and relaxing and calm and lovely. And even though I do love my job, I'm actually really sad at the fact that I'm back in Dublin and back in work and away from my family. And I also think that that is completely normal, and I'm 100% not the only person who feels like this. So because of that, I wanted to do a little video to talk about some tips that I use to get myself back to feeling motivated and feeling happy within my job and within my life, and sort of just get over that feeling of longing towards time off and relaxation and Christmas. When you're watching this video, I will have actually completed 2 days of work. And as I'm recording this, I have already completed those days. Some people went back to work just after the new year, and then others would be going back to work today and Monday when you're watching this video. But I know that when you've had that time off, that period of maybe 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks, you can still kind of feel in a bit of a funk. So that's why I wanted to put this video together. And a lot of the things that I'm talking about, I've already tested for the past 2 days. And I can confirm that although I'm not 100% back to myself, I'm definitely feeling a lot better than how I did on Thursday morning. Well, actually, I was fine on Thursday morning. It was more like Thursday afternoon when I was like, why doesn't my brain work? But yeah, so these are my tips, and as always, I have listed the time codes to the individual sections in the down bar below, so you can skip ahead to whichever one is relevant to you. So my very first tip is that you need to plan ahead for the days coming. So, for instance, I went back to work on Thursday, and the night before I made sure that I had my lunch prepped, I had my outfit picked out, I had my bag packed, I had everything ready that I needed for the following morning, because I knew that I was going to feel quite groggy when I woke up and I was out of my routine of getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, I've been waking up at 8 naturally whenever I wanted. So I wanted to make sure that I had as much prepared as possible. I would really recommend this, and it doesn't take a huge amount of time. It might take you an hour the night before to get everything sorted, get your lunch sorted, everything. But just lay out all of the items that you need for the following morning so that when you wake up, you can just go on autopilot, grab everything you need, get out the door, and it's not an extra stress to add to your day. The second one is that you need to accept that this is probably going to be your least productive week. I think it's important to just give yourself a bit of a break, particularly on the first day. I remember sitting back at my desk and I was trying to do a report, and I just couldn't even remember how to do all of the things because I'm only in the company 2 months. So I felt like I had to relearn everything. I also had to relearn how to concentrate for long periods of time. And I just found it really challenging. But the thing to note about this is that everyone is in the same boat. Like, I don't think there's anyone who comes back to work after a period of time off and is just like, I'm ready, 100% ready to go, and here's my 100% level of concentration. It's not possible. So if at all possible, just remind yourself that you're going to be the least productive that you've been, particularly in the first 1 to 2 days. And it will get easier to focus, it will get easier to remember how to do all those things, but just be kind and gentle to yourself and be aware that if it's Christmas time, everyone else around you feels the same. The third thing then is to try to get back to your routine if possible. So the 2 things that I think that can make it harder for you to get back into your work routine is, number 1, if you've been drinking a lot of alcohol over Christmas, or even just eating loads of sugar or not eating proper meals in a particular, like eating at random times during the day and you're now going to go back to just having a lunch break or whatever. It's good to cut down on that alcohol the day or two before you go back to work to get your sleep good and to get your body back to rights. And then again, to try and return to your regular eating schedule and your regular eat, like the food that you would normally eat. Again, to just get your body to relax and to feel good going back to work. And then also with that is your sleep. So I have been waking up at like 8:30, but I have to get up at 6 a.m. for work. So what I probably should have done on New Year's Day, even though I didn't want to, was I should have got up that little bit early so that I was probably a bit tired during the day, but I would have been more ready to sleep earlier, and it might have helped me to get back into that pattern of getting up early rather than what I did, which was stay up really late because it was New Year's Eve, wake up at 8 or 9, and then I was struggling to sleep before work, so I probably only got like 6 hours sleep, and I would normally try to get 8. Also, another thing you could do is if you don't have enough time to get back into your routine, you could take a day off. And that actually brings me nicely onto my fourth point, which is if you do have that annual leave, do take 1 day, 2 days, just something if you can, and if you feel like it's not gonna, ruin your holidays or give you less annual leave. If you're coming straight back from being away, it's always good to have that 1 day to get back into your routine. We came back from Waterford on the 30th and I wasn't back at work until the 2nd. And having those extra bits of time just to do some life admin, to pack away my case, to get rid of all that stuff, to, make a to-do list of things that I needed to do just to get myself back in that frame of mind. I was lucky that I only had to do 2 days of work and then next week is 5 days. But if you're going back maybe into a 5-day week and you've been away for ages and you have a day, either maybe take the Monday off so that you've got 4 days of work that week to ease into, or even take the Friday off so that you've got a shorter week and a bit of a longer weekend at the other side. But if you have those days and you can use them, I just always recommend giving yourself a day to recuperate, or just a little extra day to kind of extend the holiday a bit more. The fifth thing then is to plan a little treat for the evening of your first day back to work or school or college. So this can be really simple. It could even be something as simple as that you plan to buy your lunch that day and go to a cafe and sit and relax on your lunch break and read a book. It could be meeting a friend that evening. It might be watching your favorite TV show and getting yourself some nice snacks, or just getting nice and cozy and warm and watching that and drinking a cup of tea. It could be a bath. That's what I did on my first evening back, was just had a bath and tried to unwind and read and relax and listen to music and tried to kind of silence my brain, which was like, I can't remember how to do my job. So just something like plan a treat for that evening. And if you can't plan something for that evening, just plan a treat at some point during the day. Even just buy a nice magazine and read it on the bus on the way home from work. Just plan something really small and really nice that you'll look forward to on that first day back. Similarly, plan something for the weekend after that first week that you spend back in work. You're probably going to be tired. You're not used to maybe being in work and you're feeling a bit and it's, you just want to vegetate. Well, try and do something nice. Go out for dinner, go for lunch, meet a friend. What we actually did on Saturday was we went to a greyhound, sighthound meetup. So it was like loads of people who had sighthounds and we all went there, and it was really nice and social, and we met friends of ours and they brought their dog and we just went for a lovely walk in the Phoenix Park. So chill, so relaxing, and it was really nice as something to look forward to. But there's so many other things you could do. You could do a hike, you could even just go and visit relatives, or like have your friends over for dinner. Just do something that you would like to do and that isn't just sort of lazing about on the couch, because you'll have been tired from your first week, and then if you just do nothing at the weekend and then you're back into a week of work, I find for me that it just drains me that little bit. Whereas at least if I go back into work on Monday and someone says, what did you do for the weekend? I can say I went to a sighthound meetup, as opposed to nothing, sat on my bum doing nothing. So plan something for that weekend. And then my seventh one, this is quite relevant. It's relevant to everyone, but it's definitely relevant to anyone who's in a job that they don't like, or maybe a college course that they're just trying to struggle through. So January and February are really good times to look for jobs, and I actually have some videos planned for this month about that. But maybe the first day or two that you get back to work is probably not the best time to be scrolling job sites. Particularly if you scroll them and you find nothing, you're just going to be so despairing. Or you might just apply for any old jobs that you don't even want. I think it's important, if you can, to just accept your reality for now. I'm not saying accept it forever. I'm just saying, first 2 days, even the first week, just be like, okay, don't like this job. I don't like what I'm doing. I'm just going to accept it for now. And then next week, when my routine is back, when I'm feeling a little bit better, I'm more used to the idea, then I will start looking. It's very unlikely that a job is going to come up and that the closing date's going to be like in the first 2 or 3 days of January. Very unlikely. You hopefully will not miss out on anything that you could apply for. And even just for myself, like, I love my job, but I am aware right now that I don't feel particularly good when, I'm finding it a bit challenging. So I just need to accept that that's the case. It's going to be like this for a while, and I just have to let it be, relax. Probably sometime this week, I will start to feel better about things. And that is it. If you're feeling the back to work blues, I'm sorry. It's crappy, but I promise you it will get easier. And there's a couple of tips. Just be kind to yourself, be nice to yourself, and allow yourself to feel a little bit off, but don't wallow. And do a couple of things to make yourself feel better. And I promise, like this, in a month's time, Christmas will be unfortunately a distant memory, and you will be back to your routine and back to feeling good, hopefully. But that is it for today's video. I'm so excited to be back making videos, and for the whole month of January, I've set myself a task of uploading every week. Hopefully I'll continue it on throughout the new year, but I just decided for January, one of my goals, one of my New Year's resolutions is to upload weekly. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, I'll put it down here. And as always, Instagram is the one that I spend most of my time on. And if you liked this video, big thumbs up. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you next weekend. Thanks for watching.